Welcome back to Head to Head, our weekly prediction show in which we try to forecast what can go wrong for Auburn this week. Although I'm not quite sure it can get any worse than last week.
No, I don't think it can.
When some smart guy called it the most embarrassing victory in Auburn history. Yeah, that was me. I'll own that. Can it get any worse than having to score in the final minute to force overtime against an FCS school and then having to beat them in overtime?
I really don't think it can get any worse. I guess the hope for Auburn is maybe they were trying to hide all their tricks for LSU. That has to be it, right?
Well, that's a very optimistic point, and Auburn fans are hoping you're right about that. We're going to forget that we both predicted walkovers for Auburn last week, although I'm going to remember that, didn't we take a guess at how many interceptions Jeremy Johnson would throw?
I'm not sure about that. I really didn't think he was going to throw any interceptions, but you were right.
I got one thing right. He threw 2, and it was almost one too many, almost cost him the game. But let's move on to this week's game against LSU in Death Valley.
For Auburn to win this game, they're going to have to stop Leonard Fournette, which they were able to do last year. But I don't think they're going to be able to do it this year, especially with the uncertainty of Lawson. You know, we don't know if he's going to play. I think he will play, but he's probably not going to be 100%.
There are so many unanswered questions about Auburn and LSU to a lesser extent. But what was Rudy Ford thinking, the Auburn safety, saying he didn't think it would be that tough a deal to stop Leonard Fournette? Has he met Leonard Fournette? Why do I have a vision of Rudy Ford meeting Leonard Fournette in the open field like Bo Jackson running over Brian Bosworth back in the NFL many, many years ago? You don't poke the bull with a stick, and Leonard Fournette is a bull. Bad form, Rudy Ford. Be confident, but keep it to yourself, right?
Right. But this isn't about Rudy Ford. It's about Jeremy Johnson. He has got to improve. Gus Malzahn said that he's got to put Jeremy Johnson in a position to win. I'm not even sure if I know what that means.
I think that means Gus was throwing himself under the bus to try to take some of the blame and deflect it away from Jeremy Johnson, because everybody's been running over Jeremy Johnson and backing up and running him over again because, let's be honest, he's been bad through 2 games. And now he's got to step up his game significantly in a place where Auburn hasn't won since, 1999. Can that happen?
Well, let's go on to our predictions.
Let's see. We don't know if Javon Robinson is going to play. We don't know if Carl Lawson is going to play. We don't know how Jeremy Johnson is going to play. So it doesn't look good for Auburn. But LSU has questions too. Brandon Harris, how good is he really? We don't know yet. That's why this game will be closer than the wise guys in Vegas think. But LSU gets it done 23-21.
Brandon Harris did look better last week compared to last year in the first half. Les Miles, he seemed to go really conservative in the second half with Brandon Harris. I think he's just got to open up and just let him throw it. I think he can get the win for LSU. So I think the drought's going to get longer for Auburn. So I'm going LSU 31-17.
Ooh. Well, let me make one more prediction on top of those 2. Unlike Tommy Tuberville in 1999, this time Gus Malzahn will not be packing cigars on the trip.